Initiating moisture.
Good morning and welcome to the Moist Meter. I just woke up and I know it looks like I've been fucking zapped by static shock, but I just had a whole lot on my mind, so instead of Saturday morning cartoons, which are no longer a thing, now we have Friday morning cartons of cum delivered right from Moist Meter headquarters. I hope you've worked up an appetite this breakfast morning because we're delivering a highly nutritious cereal breakfast consisting of all the major groups in the food pyramid, high in vitamin W, vitamin wet of course, and we're going to deliver a moisture content analysis of the new movie Blade Runner 2049. Going into this movie, I had very low expectations. Super used to just swallowing shit that the ass goblins in Hollywood shovel out there, unnecessary sequels to great movies, remakes of great movies, all of which just suck anus. But this movie got really good reviews before coming out, so I actually got some pretty high hopes going into it. And leaving the theater, I was really indifferent. There's so much I liked, but there was so much I didn't like. Let me start with what I liked. The visuals are the best I've ever seen in any movie. The world is absolutely beautiful. The film is shot perfectly. It is the most beautiful world I've ever seen in a movie. I wanted to just live in that world. I wanted to crawl up into its dick hole and just exist in it. It was absolutely breathtaking. Every scene, so much eye candy, gave me eye diabetes. The world is just shit my pants and slap my mother beautiful. And what really helps take that to the next level, really elevate it above what human beings can comprehend. Even the most high IQ Rick and Morty viewer will have a hard time comprehending the beauty and the magnitude of these amazing visuals, is the sound. It complements it so well. The sound is just incredible, so great. It's really loud though. Makes it feel like you're in a fucking roller coaster ride or getting hit by an earthquake. The whole movie theater shakes at some points. But it's so great and it all fits the mood and makes the whole world feel alive. The sound design and the music is the best I've ever heard in a movie ever. So this movie has the best visuals I've ever seen and the best sound design I have ever heard. The sound just always builds up, like it's just this crescendo where it keeps building up, trying to get you hyped up, like you're really horny and you're trying to ejaculate. You got your vinegar strokes, and then it lets you ejaculate with a great visual piece and a great musical climax. The sound, the visuals, perfection, genuine perfection, nothing shy of a masterpiece. But everything else in this movie sucks anus. Like, it really just gargles farts out of assholes. Like, the story is just so uninteresting, so cliche. I had a dream last night where I was the limo driver for RoboCop, and he had to go stop Judge Dredd, so I was driving him there, and I was trying to help him strategize how he would do such a thing. And that dream had a more interesting plot than this movie. This movie is just so devoid of substance. It's not thought-provoking. It very loosely explores the idea of what it means to have a soul, but it ends up just kind of exploring the idea of what it means to put people to sleep, because the story fucking sucks. It's just not good, and the things that happen kind of happen and no one cares, because there's no purpose to it. There's no resolution in this movie. When the credits do finally roll after 3 fucking hours, nothing changes. Really, everything that happened was so insignificant. Nothing at all in that world or in the movie at all had any impact on anything. It was just so fucking useless. It was like a Dora the Explorer adventure where she'll go on this adventure, the adventure ends, and then, who cares? It's just dumb. It was really dumb. And I want to touch on the runtime of this movie. It's about 3 hours. This movie drags on like a motherfucker. There was a scene where Kay, the main character, was picking up a toy horse for 3 minutes. It took him 3 minutes to pick up the toy horse because he was moving so slowly. That's half of this movie. Half of this movie just drags on in the most unnecessary departments. It'll be a minute or 2 minutes of him just looking intensely or smoking a cigarette. I get to watch him finish a cigarette and then light another one. It's just dumb. So much of this movie drags on. It has no reason to drag on. It doesn't build suspense. It doesn't make you feel anything. There's just really nothing interesting about the plot at all. At all. And don't go in there expecting action. The trailers make it seem like it's pretty heavy on action. There's 4 scenes of action, if you can even call it that. Everything is underwhelming. Nothing in this movie really feels important at all. The final fight is so dumb. I mean, you might as well have the final fight on a bumper car arena. It's stupid. It was just so underwhelming, I think is the best word for it. Underwhelming story, underwhelming action, underwhelming development. There's a little plot twist that you can't really predict, and it doesn't really matter. But who cares? It's just such a letdown. They had so much potential here to tell a really great story, but they didn't use it at all. The story is truly just uninteresting. They also really hyped the fuck out of Harrison Ford being in this. This was like McGregor versus Mayweather, except this would be McGregor and Mayweather holding hands in an action movie. That's how the trailers made it seem, but Harrison Ford doesn't come in until the last 30 minutes of the movie, and 20 of those minutes is spent as a damsel in distress. He just gets kidnapped immediately and chained like a fucking animal in a cage for 20 minutes and has to be rescued, and then the movie ends. It's dumb. He had no role. I mean, he had a role. His character played a role in this really mediocre story, but Harrison Ford himself didn't do fuck all in this movie. There's really not a whole lot more I need to put my dick in here, so let's go ahead and just put this in the moist meter analysis machine. This is a 75%, and it hurts me to say that because I want to give this something like a 95%, because this movie is fucking stunning in every department except the plot and really anything revolving the plot. It's just so uninteresting, and I get what they're going for. They're going for a character that a lot of people can relate to. A character who's very lonely, no one likes him, and the only way he has any type of companionship or a friend is through a machine that is designed to be his friend and tell him what he wants to hear. A holographic Furby that is always on his team. And it's sad, he's a sad character. He has a little bit of depth, but so what? He doesn't, nothing he does really takes advantage of this great world of this villain they set up. He just kind of exists as a lonely man who wants to be special, has an opportunity to be special, and tries to work on that aspect, on being special, trying to fulfill that special calling that he might have. And it's not interesting. It's not compelling. It really doesn't take advantage of everything this movie could have brought. It's just a letdown. That's the best word for it. It's a letdown. Everything is great except for that. It's still worth seeing because it's fucking beautiful. Hopefully you have an entire day to set aside because this shit is so incredibly long. But yeah, it's a good movie, and that's it. See ya.